Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the TB&J podcast. Guys, you know what fucking time of year it is. I know what time of year it is. Chris, do you know what time of year it is?
I don't know what you're referencing to, so
That's
yes.
right, everybody. It's time to begin the TB&J NFL countdown. Let's go.
Is this a thing that we've always done?
TB&J! We're gonna talk football and lose all our listeners.
Jeff literally asked me what time of year it is, and then, went into a fucking sports-related topic.
I thought you were going to go into a mournful moment of silence post 9/11.
Wait. Speaking of 9/11.
I know exactly where you're going with this. I actually do know.
I know
this
you do. I
news for
don't
once.
think Chris does. I don't think our listeners do. Chris, I'm going to go on a real small football tangent, and then we will not talk about football.
We are going to talk about Starfield.
You guys, you read the title of the episode correctly. This is Starfield and Mortal Kombat 1. However, we're also going to talk very briefly about football because I love it, and I love seeing comedy play out in real life. Chris,
okay.
Do you know who Aaron Rodgers is?
Vaguely. Isn't he the one that went crazy?
Yes, a former quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. He is legendary. He has a great career. Only one Super Bowl ring. People have always been like, Rodgers or Brady? Who's the best right now? It's Brady. Shut up. But Rodgers made a big stink about leaving Green Bay and signing to the New York Jets for $75 million guaranteed.
Just like Flash Gordon.
Yeah, and just like Brett Favre. Signing for $75 million guaranteed with a whole lot of incentives. It was going to be great. The Jets were not going to be a laughingstock anymore. It was going to be fantastic. The New York Jets have their very first game of the season at home in New York on 9/11. Aaron Rodgers takes the field at 8:15 p.m.
Aaron Rodgers specifically a guy who has some theories about 9/11.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers has some theories about 9/11. No. It's not going what you think it is, Chris. I don't think. Aaron Rodgers takes the field at 8:15 p.m. At 8:23 p.m., 4 snaps of the football later, Aaron Rodgers leaves the field with a torn Achilles tendon, ending his season.
Okay, that's pretty... that's much better than what I thought it was going to go.
No, and then the memes I saw the next morning on Reddit were Aaron Rodgers on the ground holding his leg, saying the worst thing to happen in New York on 9/11, and I was like, oh, that's a yeesh. That's
a spicy meme.
That's a spicy meme.
I mean, it's very on the nose. He has 9/11 conspiracy theories. He went to the Jets. It's in New York. It was on 9/11. Like it was
all the pieces were there.
It was on the nose.
All the pieces of the puzzle were there, but nobody decided to put it together.
Mm-hmm.
And good for them. The Jets ended up beating the Buffalo Bills, who are one of the best teams in football, and it was an incredible game to watch. Doesn't matter. That's it for football. I'm sorry.
Now we're going to talk about Madden.
Oh, man, no, we're not. Starfield, you guys, we've been playing Starfield, right?
Mm-hmm,
Chris, you and I got it. Day 1 premium edition, August 31st, 8 p.m. our time. 8 p.m. my time, 5 p.m. your time. Because you're on the West Coast, best coast. Am I right, buddy?
Yeah. I could say it now.
Guys, this game is so fucking incredible, huh? Let's give it the TB&J treatment. Troy, thumbs up, thumbs down.
I have nuanced thoughts on Starfield.
This is the internet. You can't have those.
Okay. I specifically am going very big thumbs up.
Good.
I enjoy it a lot.
Chris, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs up. My playtime would agree with that.
I am also a thumbs up. Although, Chris, speaking of that, I don't know if you've seen the meme of the Steam review where it's like, this game sucks, no one should play it. 167 hours played.
Yep. Those are rookie numbers. Those are rookie numbers. You gotta get 4 digits, bud.
Oh, yeah.
I only got 24 hours so
I
far.
don't think I have a single game that has a 4-digit hour count on it. Do you, Troy?
I don't know what my total playtime on World of Warcraft was when I stopped.
That one might be up there for you, buddy.
I don't think
If I count all editions
enough,
of Skyrim that I've played, it's above 1,000.
I was going to say Skyrim is probably funny enough than the next closest one for me.
Skyrim's the only one I have a hard number for because I actually looked at that one, and it's, I think, 500 or 600.
Mm-hmm. That's probably close to what I have.
But
I don't know if I get near 1,000.
Here's the thing. I know for a fact I've played Gears more than that.
Yeah.
I just don't. Gears doesn't count it though,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know what that number is, and I kind of don't think I want to know. But we're not here to talk about those games. We're here to talk about Starfield. I also gave it a thumbs up. I am a big fucking sucker for Bethesda games. I am slobbing all over God Howard's dick every single time he releases a game.
Every time he lies to you, you just eat it. You just eat that fucking slop up, and you're like, "Thank you, Todd."
I'm a little picky boy. I just eat it up. Just eat it up.
He goes, "You know,
Please,
you
sir,
can
can
go
I have
there to
some
that
more?"
mountain."
He's like, you can go there to that mountain, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I can. Oh, thanks,
And then
Todd.
sometimes you can't make it to that mountain, but you're like, "It's fine anyway, Todd."
I've
You
never
know?
encountered that.
There's a little bit of that in this one.
I know that's the one we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Because that was the big marketing thing.
Sure,
for this
sure.
one. I haven't encountered any errors or like boundary issues yet. Usually, I just get bored of walking in one direction.
Right.
And I fast travel back to my ship.
You have to walk for
you-
a long while to hit a boundary.
You have to go out of your way to do that stuff in this one, I feel like.
Yeah.
So it's not a huge complaint for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really a complaint for me at all. I have complaints, but
I have minor complaints, but they're the same complaints I have about most Bethesda games.
sure.
I also have
that's
some
the whole
complaints.
That's the whole thing is that I think all of us are
I hit a button. I'm sorry. Keep going. Don't call it out.
all of us are very much in the pro Bethesda game camp. Like that formula is very
yeah.
much. This is probably the most you know what you're getting into game out of all of them. I think.
I don't know that it is.
Bethesda has a formula, and it does show in Starfield.
I'm
Yeah.
specifically talking more about kind of the hype behind this one, where there are people who are like, this game's gonna revolutionize the whole Bethesda like system as it is, and like there's new stuff in it, but it doesn't really.
Yeah, there's a lot of new things. There's new directions they took.
If you like Skyrim, if you like Fallout, and you want to go to space, this is the perfect game.
Exactly, and that's all they really sold it to you as, was Bethesda made a space game. Here it is. And they made a space game in the next
Everybody
generation.
but Todd. Todd sells everything as its God mode. So-
I mean, that's the job, though.
Yeah. No, and he's the best salesman in the business.
Yeah.
Absolutely, he's a great CEO.
I'll buy Skyrim again if he tells me to.
For a man whose job title is not head of marketing, he's really good at marketing.
He can fucking move numbers.
He really fucking can.
Yeah, he's a bard.
He's a bard. He looks like a D&D character.
He does.
You just hit generate a couple times. No, but the people that are trying to say that they expected No Man's Sky or like what's that other
Which is
game?
hilarious because No Man's Sky, one of the most abysmal launches in video game history.
Absolutely. It only got good after patches and years of hard work and so much fucking quality of life improvements from the dev team. A lot of which were released as free patches. I don't think they had a paid DLC ever, did they?
I do not believe that they have had a single bit of paid DLC.
No, I mean, at that point you can't. It would just be bad PR.
Yeah, they can do it now, maybe.
Yeah. It's very similar to Cyberpunk having their 2.0 DLC that comes out, 2.0 patch. Excuse me.
All right,
comes
Jeff,
out
get
next
it,
week.
get it out. Come on.
I'm not getting it out because here's the thing. I'm so sucked into Starfield, I forgot about Cyberpunk until like today. Like, that's how much Starfield really just grabbed me by the throat and just took me for a ride. I was going after the main quest. In my head, I was like, main story, get it out of the way before I forget what's going on. Let's just do the things, because I'm sure at the end it's going to be cool. I know there's a new game plus. I'll get all the fun stuff out of the way then. I'm just going to do the main story right now. And that mindset lasted for about 10 minutes. And then I got sidetracked working an office job at Ryujin Industries, and now I go on corporate espionage gigs. And I'm having the most fun of my life. It's incredible. I found a guy on Neon, and I'm helping him make an illegal drug, and we're selling lots of it, and I'm getting rich. And I'm fucking Breaking Bad up in this shit. And oh, I know the recipe. I can buy all the pieces and fly wherever I want without fear of contraband bullshit and make it wherever and then sell it. I'm a mobile meth lab. Who also does corporate spy shit. I haven't even touched more than half the game. I haven't talked to any other factions yet. I was in Aquila City for a corporate espionage thing, and they were like, oh, there's a bank robbery in this rootin' tootin' town. We need you to help out. And I was like, not now. I'm busy. Can I go do the corporate spy thing first? And then Samco was like, we should help these people out. You know, they're good people doing an honest living here in Aquila City. And I'm like, what Firefly bullshit is this? I'm here for it, but what the fuck? It is, Chris, help me out here. This is very Firefly, right?
Oh yeah, that's what a lot of the inspiration feels like for the Freestar Collective.
They're literally called the Freestar Collective. Like, come on. And they wear like the cowboy clothes. I swear to God, don't the Rangers even wear brown trench coats just like fucking Malcolm Reynolds?
No,
like,
they wear like oddly very not Western, but they wear like vests, like old timey paisley vests.
Oh, you're right. I'm thinking of was it the sheriff? Who am I thinking of? That doesn't matter.
At the end of their quest line, you do get a spacesuit that is covered in a lot of leather.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Not the sexy kind of leather, the cowboy kind of leather. And not the sexy cowboy kind of leather, the regular cowboy kind of leather.
Okay. But yeah, I love that it's like the UC and the Freestar Collective, and they were at war, and now they're not, and it's very peaceful, kind of, sort of, but there's a layer of tension underneath it all, right? They clearly are two sides that do not completely get along, and why should they? The Freestar Collective wants to be independent ranchers, and the UC wants all their big city slicking boys and doing their stuff and their fancy suits and their guns. I don't know.
So this is part of one of my complaints, is that there's nothing stopping me as a Freestar Ranger from joining the UC military. And there's just like a very weird anachronism in that the factions don't care who you are. They just want you to do their errands.
That is very, very true. And my only headcanon to make that make sense is that you, as the guy doing it, have no reason to divulge that information. So you keep it to yourself. And being different factions, they don't communicate with each other. So they don't really have a way to prove you are with the other faction.
But here's the thing.
It's flimsy, but that's the best headcanon thing I've come up with.
During the Ranger storyline, you encounter some UC military, and they recognize you as a Ranger. So they know who I am.
Well, is it because you're wearing your cowboy hat and your big Freestar Ranger badge?
It's because I'm assisting another Ranger. But I'm not going to go into specifics.
Okay. No, it's fine. Keep your spoilers to a minimum. That's completely fine. Which, no spoilers for the main story here, or any.
It's okay. I didn't do any of it, so I.
I did enough just to get off New Atlantis, basically.
Okay, so.
And get rid of Sarah as my forced companion.
Okay, so you guys are missing quite a large part of the game. It sounds like.
I know what you're talking about, and I know there's a whole mechanic that I just learned about that I need to actually.
Oh, I know it exists. I know the mechanic exists.
Neither of you are space wizards.
No.
That is the next thing I'm doing because I know about it now. I only have 20 hours in the game, which sounds like a lot, but it's Bethesda, so not really.
Yeah, you've barely scratched the surface, kinda.
I did have some struggles in the first 5 to 10 hours.
That is extremely common.
This one did not grab me for a while.
That is the big common denominator amongst people playing it. It takes anywhere from 10 to 12 hours for people to sort of get it and get hooked.
And the funniest thing is, none of it is really plot stuff. I started getting hooked when I was starting to do side faction stuff. I started the Freestar Rangers, and I have been doing the what are they, the
mission board quests,
SDEFs or it's the USDEFs or something like that.
Mass?
And then it's the one where they send you to the Crimson Fleet to do
SysDef.
SysDef, thank you.
System defense, yes.
And I've been doing that one, and that plot's great. And I've been enjoying that one so far, and I'm probably almost done that one. But the thing that's kind of funny is when it finally clicked for me, and when I started liking it, is one, I've got enough money to actually start doing shipbuilding stuff, and that's all I've been doing. I have no money in this game because
that's the biggest thing I wanted to talk to you about was shipbuilding, because I know you're huge on that stuff.
The other thing is, it's really just it's a lot of menu simulator. There's a whole lot of menus in this game, and a lot of them aren't good. There's a whole lot of bad UI in this game. And that's like I don't even think that I'm nitpicking. I thought I was at first, but there's some UI system stuff that took me a while to get.
It's not the most user friendly.
Yeah, some features are absolutely hidden within the UI.
There's the lack of city maps is the one that gets me too. City maps would be nice.
I would enjoy a city map. However, I've never found any of the city maps in previous Bethesda games very helpful. Like in Skyrim or Fallout 4, the local maps, I didn't use them at all because I didn't find them particularly helpful.
I can some of my thoughts on this have been alleviated a little bit, knowing that you can turn on the scanner and kind of look around and see things.
Yeah, if you turn on the scanner, you can see points of interest and like districts.
But yeah, I got pretty lost in Aquila City at the first time, and like the cities aren't like huge.
No, but
they're
part of the fun for
enough.
me is getting lost in the city and finding my way around.
Yeah, I
just ran around New Atlantis for like 2 hours, just learning where everything was. But that's because I'm a freak who doesn't use city maps. I can't, and I'm very much in the minority, and I understand that people want their maps, and that's great. And I want you to have your maps. Maps make everybody happy. It feels like an odd choice to not have maps. Mm-hmm. It just feels really strange.
So I recognize why they don't have maps, just because a majority of this game, when you go to planets, is touching down and finding randomly generated structures around, at which point there's not really a reason to have local maps with a high degree of detail. And like after your first playthrough, you're pretty much gonna know where everything is in the main cities.
I can load up Skyrim right now and go to basically any spot on any city pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, do you get to the Cloud District often? No. What am I talking about?
What am I
Absolutely
saying?
Not.
Of course you don't.
Okay. All right. I was gonna say I did.
In those clothes, I don't think so.
I don't know. I just kind of walk in there. It seems like
I love how I could buy his clothes for 50 gold, and I'm running around in $10,000 glass armor or dragon bone armor, and I'm just like, bro, I will fucking end you right here now. I'll end every guard in Whiterun. Fucking bring it. But no, that is a valid complaint.
To actually tack on to Troy's point, the number one mod currently for Starfield is basically a UI overhaul.
Yep. It does feel weird going from the previous system of inventory. Like before Starfield came around, I played like a new save in Fallout 4, and I put in like 65, 70 hours over the summer. And going into Starfield, where it's like, here's the menu, and to buy things, hit left bumper to sell. Hit left bumper again to sell from your ship's inventory.
I have definitely bought a lot of stuff thinking I was selling it.
Yeah, I've done that once or twice, and it's a little annoying because they don't buy it back from you at the same price. Mm-hmm. And
I literally reloaded a save once because I had I had bought so much stuff.
I've done that as well, yeah, with a bunch of junk. But like, and the other thing that weirded me out in this game, but I guess it's only weird because I just came off Fallout 4. I started picking up duct tape that whenever I found it, and I started picking up like barbells, and I was like, oh, I could break this down for lead. No, that duct tape, I could probably get some adhesive out of that.
This is one of the most like Skyrim. You could pick up anything and like have anything, but like every fork you picked up, the fork is never getting used. This is truly, if you pick something up, it probably does something later in the game.
Really?
There's a whole lot of stuff that is stuff.
I mean, there's a lot of junk.
There is plenty of junk that has no use.
Sure.
And the fans seem to be embracing it. There's so many people that fill their ships with succulents and potatoes and folders.
That is not actually happening. So what it is as you use your ship, your crew will basically, it makes your ship look lived in. So that way it's not just bare. So items automatically get placed in. And if you look in your cargo, if you look in your cargo holds, you'll probably find a bunch of miscellaneous items if you do shipbuilding often, because all the items that are left around get immediately tucked into the cargo hold.
I know where Jeff's going with this. Jeff agrees with you. Jeff is talking about something else.
No, on Reddit there was a post of a guy who was like, I just can't stop picking up all the succulents. And his entire ship was just full of succulents, just all over.
Oh, you know what? I've seen the version where it's potatoes, and it's just completely filling the cockpit.
Yep. Like, there are people in this game that are fully embracing the hoarder mentality and just dropping shit all over their ship and filling their cargo holes. And to those people, more power to you. I'm glad you like something.
This is bringing up another thing. I have one final complaint, and then I'm only going to talk positive. Well, I'm probably going to talk mostly positively about the game, unless something else comes up. But
unless something else comes up.
Because I do want to point out, one, it's kind of a fun game to clown on. It is funny. It's a Bethesda game. It has like issues and glitches and stuff. It's not really actually that glitchy. I've noticed it's not super buggy.
I've encountered a couple here and there, but not as many.
It's not Skyrim.
They've given like an entire year for just polishing.
Yeah.
It
is not as buggy as you'd expect this to be.
It's less buggy than the Fallout 4 game I was playing in August, which has been patched many times.
But I was going to say that I have a whole story where the other day I went and customized my whole ship again, because like I said, that's all I've been doing is just selling my ship selling every part of my ship and then customizing a whole new ship and then selling all those pieces and then whole new one. And I know you can get multiple ones, and I am going to do that with a bunch of other ones, but so far I'm just trying to soup up one big ship.
Is it the Frontier?
Well, it's not the Frontier anymore. I think I renamed it to...
No, but like it's the starter ship. You just keep upgrading?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is definitely no longer even recognizable. It's
good. I'm glad.
Fully shipped of Theseus.
That's good.
That's what you should call it.
I should call it that.
Ship of Theseus.
But I encountered a thing where apparently, if you sell your parts of your ship and then buy new parts of the ship, the pieces that are in that ship are like all the items that you put in there all got deleted for me. Todd Howard came in and stole all my weapons from my weapons from my armory. I had a whole room where I had a chest. And inside of that chest, the only thing I've been putting is notes and things given to me from my mom and dad. From my mom and dad, because I don't like kid stuff. And Todd stole the notes from my parents. He took them from me.
You know what? I actually saw a post this morning. A guy was saying he took the kid stuff perk on a whim, and he got a random letter from his mom about how much she loves him and how she's proud of him. And he was like, my mom passed earlier this year, and this just made me cry. Thank you, Bethesda. And I'm like, wow, that's deeply touching.
Yeah, and imagine if Todd fucking took that out of his goddamn hands and burned it.
Todd giveth and Todd taketh away.
I reload the save, and now I have to go back.
That's why you should have bought Skyrim again.
I should have bought Skyrim again. You're right. It wouldn't have done it to me if I did that.
I will say, going forward, it is a real good pro gamer move to save before you do any ship customization things, and then save afterwards as well.
I've been doing that. I went back and I also the game's. This is the best Bethesda game when it comes to auto saving for you.
Yeah, it's pretty good about that.
There's no time where I haven't saved for a while, and then I trip and fall on a fucking rock and hit my head and die. And then it reloads me. It doesn't ever load me back like 4 hours ago.
Right.
It's always just like when I first walked in that door.
Yeah. Skyrim notoriously just didn't do that.
Skyrim, you walked through a door and you see the autosave thing and you're like, haven't seen you here in a while, partner. And then you get killed by like a saber cat, and you're like, well, that's 11 hours of my life gone.
Dude, one time I was out and about just in the wilderness of Skyrim killing shit for hours one day after school, and I got killed, and it put me back where I was like the day before, just outside Whiterun.
People stop playing Skyrim off of that type of shit.
Yeah, I stopped for the day. I was like, well, that's it for today, and I just went to bed.
That reminds me of my own story. It was in Fallout 4 when they brought in the survival mode. In survival mode, there's no autosave. It only saves when you exit the game. And I was making a trek across the wasteland, and I bumped into a destroyed car. It was already destroyed, and my character died. I was at full health. I just lightly brushed past it. Dead.
I like to imagine that you just like caught tetanus or something from the metal or something.
Ah, yes, tetanus. That very quick killer.
Well, it's radiated future tetanus.
Yeah, it's mutated tetanus. It's
Man, when I sliced my hand a couple years ago on an old PC case at my job, man, I'm glad I went and got that shot immediately.
Moments. You had moments.
You had moments to live. Good job saving yourself, buddy. I think, what was I going to say, Troy?
You were going to say...
Starfield's really, really good.
I was going to say it was bad. You were going to say it was bad.
No, I have not genuinely gotten lost in a video game in years. Mm-hmm. The last time it happened was Red Dead Redemption 2. Before that, it may have been Skyrim. Like, not even Fallout did it for me, and Fallout was one of my favorite series of all time. It is my favorite single-player action-adventure game of all time, and Starfield might take the cake. It is so fucking good, and I'm so mad that it came out the same time as Baldur's Gate 3.
Dude, it's such a problem.
Because now they have to fight for Game of the Year.
It's such a problem. Also, like...
Granted, multiple Game of the Year awards.
Yeah.
You can win one, the other guy can win the other. It doesn't matter. But it's hard to go up against BG3.
I don't think that Starfield's gonna... I think it's probably gonna go either Baldur's Gate, which would be my choice, and I think they might go like a Zelda or something.
Yeah, Tears of the
before
Kingdom.
they go Starfield, probably. Unless Spider-Man fucking super blows it out of the water, which it could.
It could.
But I think that it probably needs to be better than the first one was by a lot. It's a fucking tough year for games.
It's a great year for games. We are so spoiled this
Gollum,
year.
Oh, yeah.
Redfall.
Oh my God.
We had earlier this year. We had what's the fucking Forspoken. Everybody loved. It's a good year, dude. It's a good year.
It's a great, great year. No, but I'm so mad that I'm getting married in 5 weeks because I have no time
Yeah, you
to
should
play
just
this
knock
game.
that off.
Just not get married?
Yeah, just call it off. Just be like, sorry, I'm playing Starfield.
Let me call all the people that I've given non-refundable deposits to.
Yeah,
and
this
say,
is actually,
keep my money.
this
I'm
is
a
my,
loser.
This is my way of ruining the wedding because I'm not invited. So
I'll call all my family and say, never mind, we're not getting married.
Jeff, can we still hang out when I fly out?
Oh, yeah, we can just sit in my room and play Starfield together.
I'll bring my laptop.
Yeah. That's the other thing. Starfield, you can play it with fucking Xbox Mobile Play.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I don't know what exactly it's called.
I know what you're talking
but
about.
you stream the game to your phone, and then if you have like a
Play
Bluetooth
Anywhere
controller, Xbox Play Anywhere, that's what it's called. Fucking, I could play Starfield at work if I didn't have too much to do. But like, god damn, this game is so fucking good.
No, that's the whole thing. Is I have been trying my best not to sound like I'm bitching about it because, like I said, it's fun to clown on.
Oh god, Troy, I just remembered something.
Uh-huh.
Something that I encountered today that I did not see anywhere else. That you might be excited for. Do you remember Assassin's Creed 4 had legendary ship
Very
battles?
much. Yep. I know. I've heard about this.
Starfield has legendary starship battles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I accidentally stumbled into one this morning at level 17 and proceeded to... Well, here's what happened. I warped over to the marker because it said ship, and I was like, that's weird. And it was in the Sol system. I think it was just outside Neptune or something. Or am I thinking of something? It doesn't matter. And I get there, and then I get one of those random interactions because I have the wanted perk where a bounty hunter showed up, and they were like, hey, pick up the hail. And I'm like, oh, great, bounty hunters. Let me see if I can deal with these guys. And I start fighting them, and the fucking legendary ship gets aggroed and starts coming at me. It obliterated me in less than 30 seconds. Like, I saw it coming, and by the time I looked at my health bar to hit right stick to repair my ship, I was dead. I was gone. So what happened was I just warped out of there like a little bitch. Yeah. And they're probably all over there still. And I'll just come back in 20 levels or so when I'm stronger.
It's definitely my goal to have a pretty souped up ship. Also, I'm not doing any funny thing of like making my ship look like fucking Mario or Luigi. I'm like, I am specifically trying to stick with like I have a cool spaceship.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to look. I don't want to make like an X-wing either.
Have you seen all of the like ship recreations on the subreddit?
Oh yeah,
people have made Falcons and what's it called?
My favorite one so far
from
was
Halo, the big ones.
My favorite one so far was
what's the big ship called, Troy?
You're thinking not Pelicans.
Yes,
Pelicans.
Pelicans.
My favorite one so far is there was somebody who just had the normal Frontier, but then they just stuck a lot of habs on the side of it.
Yes!
And it's just like a big block that floats next to the original Frontier.
I saw that. The level of bullshittery that you can get away with your custom ship builder is just insane.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that thing would take off.
When people crack like how this thing actually works, there's going to be some fun ones. I saw somebody today.
Are you saying there's not already?
No, there's fun ones, but
plenty of people have cracked the code on how to beat shipbuilding. One fun one is...
beat shipbuilding is a different thing. I know what you're saying.
They'll target center mass on your ship. Mm-hmm. So if you don't have anything in that center mass, they will miss you a lot forever.
Really?
If you basically make a big donut hole, you'll win every fight.
If I just fly around a giant donut hole, or a giant donut with a hole.
Yep.
I'm gonna call my ship the Homer Simpson.
Let's see. There's somebody who's made a gun.
I saw that.
I saw the flying gun.
Full Megatron.
I saw the full Megatron. I saw the Optimus Prime.
I saw somebody asking when somebody's gonna make Mega Maid from Spaceballs.
As far as I know, that one doesn't exist yet.
I hope it does soon.
It doesn't exist yet. It's going to exist. There's no way it won't.
I really want to see Mega
I love all the different takes I've seen on the Millennium Falcon. Because everybody's making a Millennium Falcon.
I've seen more X-Wings than Millennium Falcons.
Really?
Yeah. I've seen more
Falcon
Ebon
or
Hawks.
Falcon?
I go back and forth.
Okay. Hawks one thing. I saw one. It looked like a bald eagle with like its wings spread, and I was obligated as a Philadelphia native to comment, "Go Birds."
I saw the Titanic. The Titanic was one I saw.
I saw the Titanic. Oh my God, yes.
I've seen Bulbasaur.
I've seen.
See,
somebody made Bulbasaur.
You could easily sink 60, 70 hours in the shipbuilder alone.
That's what I'm doing. That's 100% what I'm doing.
And that's not even... Oh, man.
Jeff, what's your ship look like?
My ship, I've got 3. So I've got the Frontier, and I added a bunch of cargo to it, which made it heavy. So I had to add side engines to it, but they look great. And then I had to make a bigger grav drive. But it still looks mostly like the Frontier, except I made the color scheme dark gray and orange, like Poe Dameron's X-Wing. And then I have the Mantis from the side quest, where you basically get the Batmobile and a Batsuit. And I souped the fuck out of the Mantis. It is a beast. And I am really good at dogfighting in the Mantis. And then I have another ship that I just stole randomly that I haven't registered yet. It's a random stiletto that I just like docked and stole, and then I just took off with it. And they're like, "Hey, register your ship so that you can modify it." And I'm just like, "Oh, I don't want to do that. I just wanted to put guns on this thing. You want me to register it with the DMV? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on."
You see, it's filled with a lot of bureaucracy.
Is ship piracy a legitimate way to make money? Can I just like steal a bunch of ships and then just sell them?
You won't make a whole lot.
No, I guess you can't. because the register thing.
So you will make some profit, but it's not a lot. Not enough for like it to be worth it.
I'm better off sticking with my mobile meth lab.
Another big
I make so much money making and selling Aurora. Oh my god, I am the worst person just contributing to drug problems across the galaxy. But goddamn, am I rolling in it, Troy? Come on, give me some.
I'm not pounding this. I'm sorry.
And then on my corporate espionage, I go and do a thing, and I come back to Imogene, and she's like, "Oh, thanks. Here's $10,000. Go do it again." And I'm like, "Okay, you got it."
I also want to give a big shout out to the fact that you can, for $500, customize your character again at any given time. And just
real good.
Completely customize a whole new character.
Yeah, I love that the enhanced program exists. And Fallout had something similar. You just had to find a plastic surgeon or a barber, and you could change a bunch of shit about yourself.
But this is full character customization.
No, full. Yeah. You can just straight up change to be a woman,
mm-hmm.
or you can change your genitals, I guess. Is genitals an option in this game?
No. Genitals are not an option in this game. This is not Baldur's Gate. There is no dick
Bethesda's not going that far.
There's no dick options.
I see. But still, you can change everything about yourself whenever you want. And $500 in this game, once you get past level 5, is like a trivial amount of money.
Yeah, I literally did a bunch of ship customization and knew that I was low on money. And then I just walked over there without actually checking my wallet and was just like, I'm just going to customize a character again.
Yeah, it like... When I started this game, I was like, what's the economy like? Should I be hoarding all the guns I find? No. You shouldn't do that.
Well, no, you should be hoarding all the guns you find. You might need them later.
Oh, I see.
Right, you might need them later. All those oranges you find on the ground, you might need them later, too.
Yeah. That's my other big complaint about this game. This game has a lot of high-value loot that you find, but none of the vendors have the money to buy it from you.
Yeah,
or
that's a pretty common complaint.
Yeah. And when you do show up, it's like, hey, I've got this $10,000 gold gun, and the vendor's like, great, I'll give you $200 for it. It's like, no. What do you mean? No? You're gonna give me $10,000 for it, right? It's like, no, sorry. It's like fucking Pawn Stars. Best I can do is $350. It's like, fuck you, bro. I fucking murdered space pirates for this thing. It's still got blood and guts on it.
Well, that's why it's only worth $200.
Yeah, if it was pristine mint condition.
God, Jeff, you couldn't even bother to like run it under the tap.
Yeah, if it was right out of the box.
What
maybe.
tap? There's no running water in space.
The problem is when you take it out of the box, it loses about half its value already.
Chris, what does your spaceship look like?
It looks a lot like the SR2 Normandy, but
nice.
I gave it BT 7274's color scheme.
Oh, okay. I can dig it. You know, it's funny. Red and I play video games together. We usually pick a game, play it together on the couch. We were currently going through Mass Effect Legendary Edition on Insanity, and then Baldur's Gate came out on the PlayStation 5, so she went to Best Buy and dropped her credit card and came home with the PS5 and Baldur's Gate, and I haven't seen her since. So I guess we'll get back to...
It's a mature decision.
I guess we'll get back to Mass Effect next year, or, whenever.
You know, it's funny. Tiffany... put some interest into Baldur's Gate. I bought it for her immediately. It's such a good game.
It's a great game. We just didn't have a system to play it, so I was like, just hang on, babe. Just wait until it comes to Xbox, or I save some money and upgrade my PC.
Or wait until your fucking wedding when I buy you PS5. God.
I mean, she couldn't wait apparently, and she just fucking. She was like, maybe I'll wait. And I was like, that's a good idea. And then I come home and there's a PlayStation 5 box on my coffee table. And the console is in the bedroom. And she's like, I'm hooking it up. Ha! Thanks, baby.
I think it's
Jeff, I need new ideas for a wedding present for you and Red.
I'll get right on that. We actually have a registry. I'll send you a link later.
Okay.
Troy, tell me about Mortal Kombat, buddy.
No.
You're not Troy.
That's a fucking first.
No, so...
Mortal Kombat 1 just came out.
Mortal Kombat 1 just came out if you pre-ordered.
You also got Shang Tsung.
It comes out on the 19th. Shang Tsung seems very fun. It's one of the few times I'm ever interested in them.
You pre-ordered, I assume.
100%.
You've played a shitload of it already.
I pre-ordered the $100 version, yes.
You didn't get the edition that has the Liu Kang statue?
I didn't get the collector's edition. No.
Collector with a K.
Mm-hmm. Well, yes, that's
Obviously.
what I was saying. So I haven't done a whole lot of other features. As of yesterday, I just sprinted through the entire story mode last night. Gameplay seems extremely fun. It feels... I love MK11. I think it's a great game. I know there's some people who don't like it. I know that there's some people who really, really don't like it. But the one problem with MK11 was a patch would come out, a big balance change would happen, and in a few hours you kind of figured out what everybody could do again, and where the meta was, and it was kind of like that.
Like most games, like that, like Overwatch, for example.
Sure. But like there wasn't a whole lot of super big flexibility within certain characters. There's a lot of characters who ended up looking like they played the same. There's characters that look different when different people played them. But when you saw like maybe a Sub-Zero or something like that, you kind of knew what you were fighting against.
Yeah. He has the ice ball and the slide.
Liu Kang had a whole lot of similarities. This game, because of the cameo system, and just because of the amount of moves every fucking character has, this is going to be a tough one to crack.
Oh, yeah?
Also, shout out to Stephanie Brownback on Twitter, 16-bit. She mentioned that...
it's called X, Troy.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, this is MK1.
No, the website is called X.
No, I don't think it is. But the Stephanie Brownback, who is one of the people who works for NetherRealm now, she mentioned that cameos have their own health pool, and if you play Shao Kahn, who has the most health already, and you play him with Jax as a cameo, you just have a shit ton of health. And every character has different health modifiers.
Is that new to this game?
Well, the cameos are new to this game.
No, but like the different health values for players.
There was different health values in 11, but it was really only like Kotal and Shao Kahn had a lot. Sonya had a little bit, and there was, I think Jackie had a little bit, but it wasn't, and it was only like by 50. I think Shao Kahn had the most with, or no, Kotal had the most with 1100. They may have both had 1100. But it wasn't, they didn't really,
it wasn't drastic.
Yeah. This game, it seems like if you pick a character with a low health pool and give them a low health cameo, and then you go up against Shao Kahn Jax, it's going to be a pretty drastic difference.
Oh, no.
And I don't think in a bad way. I think that you're picking your cameos with all that stuff in mind.
I mean, yeah. It adds another level of strategy to the game.
There's going to be a whole lot of shit. One of the characters I thought was the most interesting, I have to figure out if she does anything super, super cool, is Sindel, who she has a button that turns off the opponent's cameo. And makes her cameo go faster. And she has an enhanced move that if you try to use a breaker, she breakers your breaker. And she gets a full combo off of you.
Oh.
It's like a combo breaker in Killer Instinct.
Oh, that's bad.
It's really interesting. It's a bar of meter, and and they see you doing it, so it's not like... and I'm very interested to see how good she is. Like, it could be very gimmicky, and she could be the worst character in the game, or... She could have some sauce, and I'm gonna see if she has some sauce. I like
sauce.
I
Who
really
are
like
you?
Sindel in previous games.
It's fine. Just glaze past that.
Yep, I'm trying to ignore you.
This is wonderful.
But story mode, however, there are 13 really, really good, solid chapters. There's 2 at the end. They're fun. They're a little goofy.
Okay.
The ending of the story mode, a little goofy.
Okay. I mean, that's the only reason I play these games, honestly, is just the story.
Also, you'll probably like it because you're not really like, you're not MK lore pilled.
Lore pilled.
Okay, settle down there.
There's also it's a good fucking game. I think this is going to be one. There are some problems immediately. Like I know my brother mentioned that if you go Johnny and Cyrax, day one Johnny Cyrax already has a touch to death combo.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of that right now where combos are back in a big way.
Combos are back.
Combos are back. You're allowed to combo now. MK11, one of the big complaints was there wasn't a whole lot of big swaggy combos. Big swaggy combos are a thing now for sure. This is a type of game where if you don't like being hit and then not touching the ground for 15 minutes, it's not the game for you. That's gonna happen.
Wow. I feel like I would be very thoroughly impressed with Mortal Kombat 1. It feels like this is a big step in the right direction for the franchise.
It is very cool, and it is a game studio that, despite like a lot of Reddit complaining, I always have had the opinion that they very much deliver every time. That being said, they have things in the story mode like Megan Fox Natara. And she's not.
I've heard
she's not great. So here's the problem with this: is that Ronda Rousey was in MK11 and was just not a good voice actress. And Megan Fox is in this and not a good voice actress. But they're in there for the star appeal. The problem with it is I want to clown on them, but there are so many people on like Reddit and Twitter who will turn around and be like, yeah, this character, oh man, their dialogue's so clunky and bad, it's so funny. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. And then there's people who are like, yeah, their dialogue is really bad. We should kill them. And I'm like, whoa. Whoa. Like,
wait,
like,
Troy, are you telling me that people that play video games are not well adjusted for the most part?
And specifically maybe go a little overboard, especially when women enter the video game scene and do things. Anything?
Are you telling me that there's incels playing video games?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe, but it is kind of funny when like a bunch of professional voice actors will be talking in a room, and it'll cut over to Megan Fox real quick, and you're just like. And you're like, okay, you tried your best, and then like Phil Lamar will start talking again. You're like, all right. But I am very excited for Mortal Kombat 1. I am going to invest a lot of time into getting good. I am a little surprised how much Scorpion not being Hanzo kind of does for me. I don't know if I'm feeling Scorpion as much.
Really?
Does Hanzo exist in any fashion in this?
In this game, in the new timeline Liu Kang makes, he hasn't appeared yet.
Okay.
There's some Hanzo in there a little bit. That's spoiler territory, but there's not a Hanzo in the new timeline.
No, because Kuai Liang is Scorpion.
Yeah, but he may. I have ideas for like where they're probably going to stick characters in another game.
Sure, you're making a whole new timeline. You're setting up a whole new reboot storyline. It's gonna happen.
The one thing I do like. A lot of people are mad because they teased a 24th character and there were 23 characters in the game.
What an odd number.
Yeah, there's exactly one slot on the thing. There's 24 slots, and then there's one that's a plus sign and a grayed out guy where a DLC will go, and that's a little annoying. There's that on the cameo screen as well, where there's just an empty slot.
Why?
It feels like there was just a character that was supposed to go there and just didn't. Probably like a Quan Chi or an Ermac.
Is this like fucking Ash again? Where he's supposed to be in the game and he gets cut last minute?
No, I think that... Well, yes, kind of, but Ash never came. I suspect...
Oh, he came a lot. Come on now. It's Bruce Campbell.
I suspect...
He came everywhere.
I suspect...
A little bit on the couch. It's on the walls. It's off the ceiling.
I suspect because of how the story goes, I think it was supposed to be either Ermac or Quan Chi, and they cut them for time. Because those two are in the story quite a bit.
Okay.
But do you ever fight them in the story?
Yeah, you fight them.
Okay. Interesting.
They don't really have... so they've done this in other games, too. MKX started this, kind of.
Rain was in...
Rain is in MKX and never made it to DLC. Sindel is in there, too. Serena. And they have moves lists, but they kind of don't have fleshed out real move lists, and a lot of them are just kind of using reused moves from their previous games.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not... Like, Ermac and Quan Chi are not finished characters in this game.
I see.
Still, cameo maybe, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's an odd choice, to be sure, but... I mean, maybe they'll make better with that with Combat Pack 2, since one's already been announced.
Combat Pack 1, they're both in, so...
Oh.
Yeah.
Now I see what you mean.
Yeah, I think that they were put into the DLC, and then they're going to come out in the game when they actually have had time to finish them.
Okay. I mean...
and then much
fine.
like MK11, which I think they did this with somebody. I forget who they did this with. But when that character comes out, it may be an X, but when that character comes out, they will go back and they will update the story mode where that character now has an actual move list.
Oh, you know what? I believe that is X. That makes that's triggering some memories.
One of those games did that. I think it was X.
Yeah. X was Tanya and Tremor?
They had Tanya and Tremor, but neither of them were in the story. I don't remember. I'd have to look it up.
I think we're getting deep into things no one cares about.
Yeah. My only complaint: they have a gear system, and they don't tell you the things that you don't have unlocked. The things you don't have unlocked, you don't see them. So it's just you open up Scorpion's thing, and it's like, oh, here's the spear you can customize, and it's just one spear, and you're like, where's the rest of it? What can I look forward to? And it's just not there. And that's a little upsetting.
That is a little upsetting, but it's still Mortal Kombat. Gameplay is ultimately all that matters, and it sounds like they really nailed it with this one.
It is very fun. I have not gotten into the weeds of it yet. I haven't played online.
It's only been a day, yeah. Mm-hmm. They have a new game mode, Invasion, yeah.
Yeah. Where basically it's you basically go through, and it's almost like I don't even know how to explain it because I haven't played a whole lot of it. I haven't played any of it yet, but it's you almost go around on like a board game board.
Shut up.
Yeah, you do, and it's like a single player
Mario
thing.
Party.
You're not playing Mario Party, but it's a single player thing where you're going through and it's like a way to collect skins and stuff. But there is and it has like a lore to it. Like the first season, and because it comes out in seasons. The first season is Scorpion looking for a timeline where his wife is alive, and the one universe where his wife and kids are alive, they're married to Kuai Liang, so he just wants to fucking kill them all.
God damn, you're gonna make me buy this fucking game, aren't you, Troy?
It's very fun.
Damn, Hanzo's out there getting cucked.
Hanzo gets cucked, yeah. That's the name of the first season.
What a timeline.
But I will get fucking cracked at this game for sure.
Well, I'm very happy that you have a new obsession.
Well, the problem is I have too many obsessions. I've been playing Starfield. I've been playing Baldur's Gate. I have Mortal Kombat now. I'm never going to fucking finish any of them.
Well, it's good because you don't have time for all the drugs you were supposed to do.
Now I won't do drugs, ever.
Yeah. You got no money for drugs.
And next Thursday, Payday 3 comes out.
That's also true.
Oh,
God
shit.
Fuck.
I forgot about that.
Fuck.
Anyway.
It also slipped my mind to tell you guys, but last weekend was the open beta.
I heard about this. Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to make it.
That's fair.
Yeah, I live with somebody who was also playing it.
Oh, and Wednesday is the Cyberpunk DLC.
Mm-hmm.
And then Thursday is Payday.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Guys,
Fuck.
I will say this. One thing I am happy about.
Guys, games are back.
Games are back.
Games are back.
You weren't allowed to play games, but now you can.
Because my stepdad Ron moved out.
Mm-hmm. But the one
Good
thing...
joke, man. Solid joke.
I don't even know what that joke was. I'm tired. It's been a long day.
The one thing that I am happy about is Starfield on Game Pass. Baldur's Gate I paid for like 2 years ago. It feels like I really only paid for Mortal Kombat lately.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I paid for the premium.
I've bought Baldur's Gate 3 times. Once for me, once for my friend Jack, and once for my girlfriend Tiffany.
Well,
I'll fucking buy it a 4th time.
Aren't you just the candy man?
Chris, when it comes to Xbox, and you buy it for me on that too. I have it on PC already, and I'm gonna only play it on that probably.
So there's a rumor that when it comes out on Xbox, it will also start supporting cross-plat.
I've heard that they want to do cross-play.
So PC, PlayStation, and Xbox can play together.
Okay,
or at least PC and Xbox.
Why the fuck would I do that when I can have access to mods?
Well, yeah, it's just for the people that have
I can
an
play
Xbox.
I can play the Artificer class.
It's for people like me that can't play it on a computer, but they have a Series X laying around.
Poor.
Yeah,
You're poor and can't drop $180 to buy the game 3 times.
No, I'm poor and can't afford $800 to upgrade my PC so it won't explode if I tried to play it.
That's
such a good game.
It's a real problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris hates the lower class. This is a well-known thing about Chris Carroll. Chris Carroll is the top 1% of this podcast.
I'm secretly a billionaire, but I'm not gonna pay money to purchase. Fans.
This whole thing is this is not Jeff's apartment that we're in doing this thing. This is the sweatshop that Chris owns that he makes us do podcasts.
Chris is actually my landlord. I pay him the rent.
Yeah.
And he keeps raising it every 6 months.
He raises it so fucking often, dude.
Yeah,
and a lot too. By a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's keeping me here.
Do you still have both your kidneys?
No. I've got 1.5.
1.5, huh?
Kidneys grow back, right? They're like livers?
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't like this joke anymore.
Chris
well,
is
maybe stop raising his rent.
Troy,
no,
you and I are with
never.
the SAG-AFTRA strike, and Chris is Disney.
Yeah, Chris chopped down took down all the leaves and all the trees so he can't hide in shade anymore.
Yeah. Anywho, Starfield's really, really good. I'm really hyped for Mortal Kombat. I'm really hyped for Payday. I'm really hyped for Cyberpunk. And I've still got to get my wedding squared away. I mean, a lot of the big stuff's done already, obviously, but like it's 5 weeks away. And then I fuck off to Disney for a week.
What did... not to extend this conversation longer, but I meant to ask this before and I didn't. What were the backgrounds and traits you went with?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Wanted, adoring fan, and extrovert. Because I usually always have a companion. I stopped having a companion recently just because a lot of them disapprove of me with my mobile meth lab and corporate espionage.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know why, but
you're going to find yourself a Jesse Pinkman.
Yeah, they're not very supportive of my mobile meth lab life or my corporate espionage job, so I just make them stay in the ship, basically.
What was the background?
Extrovert. So extrovert.
No, the background, like
scoundrel.
Gotcha.
So I got pistols and
I mean
charisma.
that one's a little bit less important. I mean, it has dialogue stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's just a couple extra stats at the beginning. But no, I can't wait to get like a companion that likes it when I do drugs. I mean, I just want like a Kate or somebody, that I can pal around with.
So
and be like, hey,
that is a big complaint right now. There really are no well fleshed out evil companions.
That's fine. I'll be a solo guy. You know what? No, fuck it. I'll take my adoring fan everywhere. He loves everything I do. If I murdered some bitches, he'd probably be like, look at you go. You're so good at shooting your gun. And I'd be like, thank you, adoring fan. You get to keep living.
I did Long Hauler, Wanted, and then Parents. I did kid stuff.
Yep, kid stuff.
And And I did what was the last? Oh, the last one was I think Taskmaster maybe? I think I did.
Taskmaster from Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah, I can copy anybody's moves.
Interesting. He's from Spider-Man, but in the MCU, he's a Black Widow villain.
He's in a little bit of everything. He fights like Daredevil a lot too.
You know what? I've actually noticed a lot about Starfield specifically, about Bethesda games. Most of the Bethesda games I've played have been like Shades of Grey or like, how is this person going to fuck me over? Mm-hmm. Starfield is genuinely like really wholesome and hopeful, and I want to do good. Minus the mobile meth lab, but like I want to.
Yeah, that's interesting that you say that.
It's all about the money.
Jeff, don't forget about the corporate espionage.
Hey, every company's bad. I'm just working for one and doing bad things to other bad corporations.
Yeah. No, it's capitalism that's making you do this. I get it.
Yeah. Like right. Ron Hope, he isn't actually the savior of that town. He didn't actually give them all jobs and a purpose and a reason to live. So if I fucked over his business a little bit,
yeah.
I mean, maybe he did, but whatever. If I fuck over his business a little bit, it's just business.
Right.
It's just business.
Right.
And it makes me a lot of money. And then my Ryusian superiors are very pleased with me.
Right. 2 wrongs do make a right, actually.
I mean, I'm not doing wrong so much as I'm just like putting my thumb on the
He's
scale.
just redistributing wealth. He's a communist,
right.
you see.
I'm really Peter Pan.
Is significantly worse.
Peter Pan? You're thinking Robin Hood.
Robin Hood, the other guy who wore tights. In the storybook.
Chris, starting build?
I went with the blank background, so the one where it just like distributes your skills like one to each tree. And then for traits, I forget what my third one is, but I went with Freestar, Collective Citizen, and Kid Stuff.
Oh, okay.
So Jeff's the only one without parents, but he does have a fan.
Well, I'm Batman, so
I see.
I got my Robin.
That's why you're selling meth.
Yeah, Batman would totally sell space meth to people. Actually, it's not meth. I guess
it's
the closest thing you. Yeah, it's a hallucinogen. So I guess you would compare it to like
Shrooms.
A more violent version of LSD or acid.
You could have just said LSD and acid and made yourself seem a little bit better than you did, and then you decided to really punch it up.
Well, because I'm traveling around the galaxy with all my stuff in the trunk.
Yeah.
It's like when the cops pull you over and you just have like a whole bunch of Sudafed and a bunch of matchbooks.
Right, a thing that happens to all of us often.
Yeah, and then the cops are like, well, these things are not illegal by themselves, so I guess you're free to go. But then you break down the phosphorus, and then you take the pseudoephedrine out of the cold medicine. And
why do you know so much about
this? It's genuinely just from watching Breaking Bad. It's genuinely just Breaking Bad. You need phosphorus and you need pseudoephedrine to make meth.
You should go back and customize your character to look like Walter White.
Didn't they use false chemistry in that show because they didn't want to actually teach people how to make meth?
When it came to the actual like cooking scenes, yes. When it came to the ingredients, I don't think so. I think phosphorus and I know for a fact pseudoephedrine is a huge ingredient in meth. It's why when you go to the fucking grocery store, they card you if you're buying cold medicine.
Is this a meth podcast? What the fuck is happening?
Guys, I've got something to tell you.
Oh no.
Don't look at my arms.
Is that what funds this podcast?
Oh, my Jeff, meth sales?
I got the podcast package you sent me. Are these all the samples that we need to be testing each week?
Yes.
Is this a meth review podcast now?
Well, you see, I get different strains from different avenues down in Kensington here in Philadelphia. No. Meth is bad, kids. Don't do meth. Meth is bad.
Meth will fuck you up.
Meth will fuck you up. You will be a zombie on K&A, and you don't want to do that. There's a lot of videos about people just walking down K&A, just people watching and taking videos like on their GoPros and shit. It's kind of fucked up, but also like, be warned, kids.
Yeah, be cool. Do steroids.
That's the end of this podcast. It's brought to you by Dare. Don't do drugs.
Didn't they like stop? Aren't they?
I mean, Dare's never worked.
Well, yeah.
So I mean, maybe that's why
aren't they like gone?
I mean, did anything work in the war on drugs?
Racism.
Drug
yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot
racism.
of racism.
Racism worked, dude. Racism really worked for the war on drugs.
You know what's funny? I've seen so many T-shirts from bands where it's like a Dare shirt, the black with the red like DARE, but the red part just has like the band name. So it's just like, I see what you're doing.
We're fully into the meandering part of the podcast.
Dare still exists, by the way.
Okay.
And they have a merch page on their website.
Do people want to... Hey, this is a question.
Can I get a Dare-themed bong?
Do people...
You know what? I bet you $1 million you absolutely can if you walk into like a Spencer's.
Hey, I want this to be a judgment-free zone for a second. I just want to... I'm not
Absolutely
trying to shoot at
not.
anybody. I don't want to shoot at anybody specifically here. Do people want to fuck the Dare line as much as they want to fuck Tony?
Thank you for listening to the TB&J podcast.
There's a lot of people who want to fuck Tony the Tiger.
Yes.
There's... Oh my god, dude. Dude, yeah.
I'm out.
They had to shut down his Twitter.
Shut the fuck up.
they had to stop his Twitter for a second because people were hitting on Tony the Tiger.
Shut up. That's not real.
It's a real thing that happened.
That's not real.
Mm-hmm. I can believe it.
He's great.
Oh my god. I hate that you're right. Oh no.